Welcome to this Mint Orchestration Transportation training session. First, we're going to take a look at an overview of supply chain management, then an introduction to Mint Transportation Orchestration. Next, we'll explore the key transportation transactions in Mint, and finally look at the user roles for Mint. So we'll begin with a high-level overview of supply chain management to set the context for our session. Supply chain management is the end-to-end coordination of activities involved in sourcing raw materials, transforming them into finished goods, and delivering those goods to customers. It spans across planning, procurement, manufacturing, transportation, and finance. Transportation plays a critical role in connecting the dots, making sure that goods move efficiently between suppliers, manufacturers, warehouses, and ultimately to customers. It's not just about moving products, it's about orchestrating the movement in a timely, cost-effective, and trackable manner. So we're just going to stop here and think a little. These are some common transportation-related challenges we hear from supply chain professionals. Let's see if any of these resonate with your current operations. Are your shipments delayed or visibility is inconsistent? Do you rely heavily on emails or calls to track delivery statuses? Are you able to proactively manage disruptions like route closures or weather issues? Is there a lack of alignment between your internal teams and external carriers? Do partner-specific formats or protocols slow down transaction exchange? Another big challenge is format diversity. When your partners use different formats, like EDI, XML, CSV, or PDFs, it often causes data mismatches or delays in integration. So here's how transportation orchestration addresses those pain points. Instead of working in silos or reacting to issues after they occur, orchestration empowers your teams with tools to act proactively, intelligently, and collaboratively. So the challenge with lack of real-time visibility. With an orchestration-driven solution, you have live dashboards and automated carrier updates. Where there's a challenge and delay handling is reactive, you have predictive alerts and automated exception flows. If communication is fragmented, there's a centralized collaboration platform. For poor alignment across systems or partners, the orchestration-driven solution provides seamless data integration and audit trails. Where you have the issue of different formats, Mint delivers messages in any format your partner requires, EDI, XML, CSV, etc. We'll now take a look at an introduction to Mint Transportation Orchestration. Multi-Enterprise Information Network Tower, otherwise known as Mint, is your logistics command center. It connects your internal system with external carriers. The key value is standardization, so regardless of which carrier you work with, the message format is the same, reducing confusion and delays. With digital tools like Mint, shippers and carriers can share data instantly, reducing delays and errors. For example, if a shipment is late, both sides know immediately and can take action. Digitalization improves response time and strengthens your relationships with carriers. Transportation orchestration involves coordinating everything that moves a shipment from point A to B. In our case, it's the structured interaction between you, the shipper, and your carriers. Think of it as conducting a logistics orchestra, where both parties stay aligned, and Mint acts like a conductor, ensuring the harmony of execution. What we see here are the core transportation transactions enabled by Mint. At a high level, it shows how shippers or buyers communicate, routing instructions to carriers, and how carriers send back shipment status updates, all through integrated systems or user interfaces. While today we're showcasing the power of transportation orchestration through our initial two transactions, it's important to understand that this is just the beginning. Our strategic roadmap for this capability is designed for significant expansion. The next wave of development will break out into distinct transportation modes, creating a comprehensive and unified orchestration platform. We envision a future where Mint will seamlessly manage transactions across water, air, and land. In the next few slides, we'll dive deeper into each of these transactions and how orchestration streamlines them. Let's explore the key transportation transactions in Mint now. Routing and carrier instructions are essential components of the logistics process, providing detailed guidelines on how shipments should be handled and transported. This ensures that all parties involved in the supply chain are aligned and informed. The key instructions provided in this transaction are carrier and mode selection. This is the most fundamental instruction, dictating who will transport the goods and how. Route description. These instructions define the specific path of the delivery. Special handling instructions for proper care and management of goods during transit. The carrier shipment statuses transaction is a vital part of our transportation orchestration process. This transaction provides real-time visibility into the status of shipments, ensuring that all stakeholders are informed and can make timely decisions. Various statuses such as in transit, delivered, delayed, and failed are communicated. When transactions run through Mint, here's what we gain. Improved visibility. It enhances transparency in the supply chain by providing comprehensive visibility into shipment statuses. Faster issue resolution. Quick identification and resolution of shipment issues reduce delays. Enhanced decision making. Real-time data supports better logistics planning and operational decisions. Operational efficiency. Streamlined communication between stakeholders reduces the chances of miscommunication and errors. Now on to user roles for Mint. In the context of Mint, roles are defined based on the orchestration and the business perspective, ownership and access type. Depending on the business perspective, Mint transportation roles are divided mainly into two types, shipper and carrier. In TraceLink, the owner and partner are always in the context of business application. For example, Mint, Poet, etc. If you license a TraceLink application, you are considered as an owner. In Mint, roles are categorized into standard and expanded access levels, which determine the permissions and capability of users within the system. For the standard role, this role provides basic access to the system, i.e. view-only access. Users can view, filter, and export reports but have limited capabilities compared to expanded roles. It's suitable for users who need to perform essential tasks without requiring advanced functionalities. Expanded role. This role offers enhanced access and capabilities, i.e. edit access. Users can view, filter, export, and manually generate reports, allowing for more comprehensive data management. It's designed for users who need deeper insights and more control over the data and processes. This is an example of transportation orchestration, where a transportation shipper is the owner of Mint and connected to the transportation carrier, which is linked as a partner. So in this case, the roles for transportation customer would be transportation shipper, standard, and transportation shipper expanded access. And roles for transportation carrier would be transportation carrier partner standard and transportation carrier partner expanded access. I'm now going to take you into the UI to show you the Mint transportation orchestration. In Opus, go to the main menu and select My Networks. Select Mint Transportation and go. And here, if you expand Transportation Shipper, you see carrier shipment statuses and routing and carrier instructions. Partners will have their view of the transactions too. Finally, here are some key takeaways for you to think about. Understand your possibilities. Discover the range of transactions you can leverage to optimize your processes. Identify your priorities. Reflect on which transactions align best with your current needs and goals. Start planning. Begin mapping out how and when to implement these transactions in your workflows. Envision the impact. Consider how streamlining transactions can improve collaboration, reduce errors, and enhance efficiency. That brings us to the end of this Mint transportation training session. Firstly, we had an overview of supply chain management. Next, there was an introduction to Mint transportation orchestration. Then we explored key transportation transactions in Mint. And finally, we looked at the user roles for Mint. If you have any questions about this training, please feel free to email traceLinkuniversity@tracelink.com. Thank you for your time today.